What's up guys, it's Aaronitmar, and today I've got another Smash for Switch discussion video in which we are going to be talking about one of the biggest chunks of the Smash roster, and that of course is the Pokemon series. For the last week or so, I've been thinking about ways and brainstorming ways the Pokemon series and the characters could be improved upon in Smash, and so I just wanted to discuss my thoughts with you guys on different tweaks, aesthetic improvements, and possibly cuts and additions to the series that can be added into Smash. Now just a disclaimer, this is my opinion, these are my ideas, so you may not entirely like what I have come up with, and that's okay, because that's just my thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about both my thoughts and ways that you think that the Pokemon series can be improved in Smash down in the comments below. But with that said, let's talk about it. The first thing that I would love to see is for Pikachu to get some newer hats. Pikachu's gotten quite a few new hats since Smash 4's release. Just after Smash 4, Pikachu Libre was used in both Pokken Tournament and Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Detective Pikachu is also a really good potential costume. There are also Event Pikachu that have worn all of Ash's hats from the Pokemon anime. Now this isn't to say that Smash hasn't done well with Pikachu's costumes. I mean, I'd be personally devastated for the Party Hat Pikachu to be removed yet again. But there are quite a few costumes that weren't even thought of when Smash 4 was made, so it would be awesome to see Pikachu get some of these. For Jigglypuff, I just hope she's in the game. Alright, I'm only kind of kidding, because Jigglypuff has almost been cut from Smash a couple of times. But seriously, I hope they buff her again. Nothing crazy, nothing like Melee, but she's simply been incredibly weak for the past 2 iterations of Smash, and it's clear that fans are excited for her to be a more viable character again. So just give Jigglypuff a bit of a buff and call it a day. I honestly don't have much to say as far as Mewtwo is concerned. It's great to see him back in Smash 4's DLC, and I really hope he's in the next game. That's it, nothing more to say. Now Pichu. Don't really see him coming back. He's just a worse Pikachu. He hurts himself, and we have over 800 Pokemon to choose from. It would be kind of annoying to have all of those options and get 2 Pikachus in Smash. But now let's talk about Lucario. I know there are some ride or die Lucario fans out there, and I admit he's a really cool Pokemon, but I think he's run his course. It seemed like Nintendo was trying to set Lucario up to be the new Mewtwo. He was a Pokemon that harnessed some weird psychic power, despite being a fighting type, which I always thought was weird. He also had the ability to speak telepathically, and he was featured in his very own movie, just like Mewtwo. But we're now 3 generations past Lucario's debut, and if I think they're going to cut a Pokemon, it's gotta be Lucario. I'm sorry if you disagree, and I'll take full responsibility and all of your hate if Lucario does end up getting cut, but it just seems like it's time. The Smash team really hit the nail on the head with Smash 4 Charizard in my opinion. They did a good job separating him from the Pokemon Trainer fighter from Brawl, giving him a new decent move pool to compensate for a missing special move, and of course his final Smash is perfect. Maybe they could buff him a little, but Charizard really does suffer from simply being a heavy character. He's slow and hard hitting, which makes him really easy to hit with a full string of moves. He's really just combo fodder. But as far as just the character, ignoring the competitive aspects, Charizard is basically perfect. I don't have anything that I would change or tweak with him. Next, the water starter, Greninja. Greninja could do with some tweaking, which isn't surprising because sometimes brand new characters do have some issues that can be addressed in the sequel game. First is the issue with his up B. There's a weird bug or glitch or something where if you try to start Greninja's up B diagonally, it will do his side B instead. For basically all of the cast, if you do a diagonal up B this way, it does an up B. But for whatever reason, Greninja doesn't follow this rule, and I'm not too sure why. I think it's some kind of programming issue where the game is expecting side B to be used on Greninja, but everyone else uses up B instead in that particular controller diagonal direction. So it would be just a simple fix, and I'm honestly surprised they didn't patch it. But other than that, I'd love to see the inclusion of Ash Greninja as his final Smash. Because Ash Greninja was actually included in the main series Pokemon games, this technically makes it canon. Normally I'd say the anime shouldn't influence Smash a great deal because the anime does take a lot of its liberties. But we can see that Smash has taken small things from the anime and put it into Smash. Jigglypuff's up B song, Charizard's roars, Lucario literally talking. But these usually don't impact the moveset too much, more so just voice lines and minor details like that. So this would be awesome to see because it's actually been used in the games now. But what would be awesome to see is if Ash Greninja was a long-lasting transformation similar to Wario Man. It could improve Greninja's speed, damage, knockback, cooldown, everything. Then after a certain amount of time, he could transform back. I think this would be really sick. With Charizard removed as his own character, I also don't really see Pokemon Trainer coming back as it was in Brawl. They could do some changes, maybe go even with a more recent gen of Pokemon, but I do doubt that that would happen. But Pokemon Trainer does have a really cool quirk that I was disappointed wasn't in Smash 4, and I'm really hoping that they might add it to Smash for Switch. And that is the Trainer. The Pokemon Trainer's whole thing was switching between the 3 Pokemon. For that, you needed the Trainer. The Pokemon had to come from somewhere, and they have to return to that place when they switch out. Now that isn't necessary for the current roster, as all of the Pokemon are standalone fighters. But it would be really sick to see trainers return in the backgrounds. I mean, the whole gameplay of the Pokemon series is that you're a trainer who catches Pokemon and then uses them to fight. So even though you aren't swapping Pokemon out like it was in Brawl, it would still be cool to see a trainer in the background cheering on their Pokemon, signaling them in different ways, or even being sad when they lose. With the exception of Mewtwo and Lucario, all of the Pokemon appear at the beginning of a match from Pokeballs. So why not give them a trainer that threw that Pokeball? Plus you have 7 generations of trainers to choose from, all of which have male and female counterparts. It would be really unique to have a random trainer appear in the background. If they did it this way, I don't really think that they could base the trainer in the background on the generation that the Pokemon is from, simply because most of the cast is from Gen 1, so we'd really only be having Trainer Red in the background. So it would be really cool to have one of the player characters randomly selected to be in the background as a Pokemon is fighting. I mean, it's not like Kanto is the only place that you can find a Pikachu. So it'd be rather clever to have Ethan or Serena in the backgrounds of the stages cheering their Pokemon on. They don't even need to be functional, you could literally plop them in Smash 4 right now and just have them synchronized to the player's inputs. It would be a really cool aesthetic change and one that I'm kind of sad wasn't in Smash 4 like I said, because as much as I didn't really like Pokemon Trainer as a character, I really liked that the trainer was in the background cheering their Pokemon on. And finally, let's talk about additions to the series. I don't think this will come off as any surprise to anyone, but the game is missing a grass starter. There's Charizard for fire and Greninja for water, but grass is mysteriously missing. If it weren't for Mewtwo being the first DLC character, I would have thought that a grass starter Pokemon was coming to Smash as DLC. But now with this new game, I'm as certain as I can be for some random dude on the internet that we will be getting a grass starter, and Decidueye is the most obvious choice. He plays the same role Greninja did when Smash 4 was being developed, he's a cool new starter from the most recent Pokemon games, and he fills a role that is currently empty in the roster. And as cool as Sceptile might be, for example, it just makes the most sense for Decidueye to be in the game. He's got an amazingly unique moveset with the whole bow and arrow wings thing, and he can even have multiple jumps by using those wings. He seems like the clear choice, and if any Pokemon is added before him, I will actually genuinely be astonished. The only last thing I have to mention is that it would be really cool to see some combination of Final Smashes being Mega Evolution and the newly introduced Z moves from Pokemon Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. I've never really been a fan of Pikachu's Volt Tackle, for example, so they could take Pikachu's new Z move, Catastropika, and incorporate it as a Final Smash. By the way, that's the coolest move name ever. Ash Hat Pikachu even has its own Z move, 10 million Volt Thunderbolt, which could be adapted as well. The same could apply for Decidueye, assuming he's added, and he could use Sinister Arrow Raid as his final smash. That's just a quick last-minute thought to perhaps make some of the more stale parts of a moveset a bit more refreshing. But those are my thoughts on all of the Pokemon characters as fighters in Smash for Switch. I've thought about doing a video where I talk about what kind of Pokemon come out of the Pokeball items and what I would like to see in the new game, but there's 800 Pokemon to choose from, so I feel like I could talk on all of them for hours and hours, so I Don't know if I'll do that. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. But like I said at the beginning of the video, what do you guys think of my ideas for the Pokemon series? Do you think that I have some good ideas? Do you think I've missed something? I'd love to hear your ideas down in the comments, of course. And let's get some discussion going. I'd love to see that in the comments. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more like this, be sure you hit that subscribe button. And yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all next time. Peace, and have a great day.